Russia's tanks painted with invasion stripes as Vladimir Putin has now deployed more than 100,000 troops close to the European border. Russia has stoked fears about a looming conflict with Ukraine after pictures emerged of military vehicles decorated with invasion stripes, amid claims Vladimir Putin has now deployed more than 100,000 troops close to the border. And Ukraine's foreign minister has claimed Russia is planning to move nuclear weapons to Crimea, the peninsula which it annexed in 2014. The footage was uploaded to social media by an observer in Russia's Astrakhan region, located 350 miles from the country's western border with its neighbor. The clip shows a column of BTR-80 armored personnel carriers, each with a white cross painted across the top. During the Cold War, Russian soldiers would paint similar crosses on their tanks and other material in order to distinguish them from those of their opponents, who were also equipped with Soviet-made machinery. Such an approach was used when the USSR invaded Czechoslovakia in 1968. While modern technology means it is no longer necessary from an identification point of view, Putin's forces may be seeking to intimidate Ukraine. Other pictures showed enormous, intimidating sculptures of Transformers-style robots in the pro-Russia city of Donetsk in a likely further attempt at intimidation. Both countries held simultaneous military drills on Wednesday as NATO foreign and defense ministers launched a series of emergency discussions focusing on the escalating crisis. Washington and NATO are concerned by the large buildup of Russian troops near Ukraine and in Crimea. Russia insists the buildup is a 3-week snap military drill to test combat readiness in response to what it calls threatening behavior from NATO, claiming the exercise is due to wrap up within 2 weeks. The Russian Navy yesterday began drills in the Black Sea which rehearsed firing at surface and air targets, a day after NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg called on Moscow to end its troop buildup. Meanwhile in Ukraine, armed forces rehearsed repelling a tank and infantry attack near the border of Russian-annexed Crimea, while its defense minister, Andriy Taran, told the European Parliament Russia was planning to store nuclear weapons in Crimea, warning, the very presence of nuclear munitions in the peninsula may spark a whole array of complex political, legal and moral problems. Mr. Taran offered no evidence for his assertion, but said Russia was massing 110,000 troops on Ukraine's border in 56 battalion-sized tactical groups, citing his country's latest intelligence. Fighting has increased in recent weeks in eastern Ukraine, where government forces have battled Russian-backed separatists in a 7-year conflict that Kiev says has killed 14,000 people. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken, who held talks in Brussels with Stoltenberg ahead of a video conference of all 30 NATO allies, said the alliance would address Russia's aggressive actions in and around Ukraine,